Good morning. I'll invite Chairman Deviera.
Thank you and good morning for our chairman's chat on the 2nd of March. We appreciate the opportunity to come and talk to the press, answer any questions, give a short update on things that are going on. We continue to believe that this is we're also taping this so that our press can listen to it afterwards if they're engaged at this time, but this continues to be, want to make sure that we're accessible and also we appreciate the partnership to get out the factual information to the public. A couple quick updates from us and then I'm going to open it up for questions. Not a lot of updates on ongoing projects to date, but just wanted to update you. Last week we had our budget workshop. That starts our process. This was an opportunity for staff and the commissioners to come together and begin to lay the framework towards the budget cycle that we'll move towards for the county manager's budget to bring to us in the May timeframe, May-June timeframe, and for our final approval before the beginning of the next year. It was an opportunity for commissioners to get updates on where certain things are, begin to give some input on different philosophies around, tax rates and projects, as well as get an update on where we saw the revenues are for this year, but also look at any of our special initiatives, if we wanted to add anything going into this year, where we thought we would see some additional expenses based on cost of living or other things as it comes to employees, but also as we look at our major projects that we're working, as well as a discussion around deferred maintenance and how we would fund those types of things, as well as our debt model. As we know, we have last year in our budget, we approved some significant investments, not only in infrastructure, but also in education. And so we'll continue to have those discussions around any additional investments in the bonding mechanism that we would use to do that, whether that would be general obligation or limited obligation bonds. So just some initial conversations to provide the management team and the county manager with some direction from the board so that we're closer to a start point when the manager releases his budget to the board. Also, just want to update you, we're again state of the county as we reinstituted last year. We'll do that on March 16th. Once again, we're doing that at the old courthouse, the historic courthouse. We'll do that in advance of our March 16th meeting. So we'll do the state of the county at 6 p.m. and then we'll move right into our regularly scheduled board meeting on March 16th. Once again, we thought it was fitting to do it at the historic courthouse. As you know, we're in that 100th anniversary of the courthouse as well. So those are our two quick short updates, and I will open it up for any questions.
Looks like I'm the only one here today. Paul Wolverton from City View Media. On the budgeting, tell me if I'm mistaken. It seems you're starting earlier than usual.
No, well, last year we did not have a budget workshop. So normally you want to have a budget workshop about the February timeframe. This is about the time that the manager would want to receive that guidance or discussion with the board. We thought it was helpful to be able to shorten that process on once the manager releases the budget to us. But this is something we did not do last year, but it's at the right time and cycle for how the budget would work.
Okay. And last year, or in the current fiscal year we're in right now, you were able to fully fund the Board of Education. Do you anticipate you're going to be able to do that again?
I think what you heard from the discussion, and we haven't seen their final budget, so the school board released a budget last week. Superintendent Bracey, that has not been voted on by the Board of Education, by the Board of Education yet. Once they do that, they'll present that to us. We'll probably look to do it in the same way that we did it last year, some type of joint meeting, have a conversation, understand in a very collaborative way on what their needs are. I think you heard a board during our workshop, which this is what it was important to bring those thoughts and directions. I think you will see a board that is very supportive of public school, or of our school system and how we fund it. And I think our track record on what we did last year sets the stage for what we potentially look to do this year. But pending until we get a final budget from the Board of Education, we won't know what that ask is.
Today, you changed the revaluation to 2031. I guess it would have been 2033 otherwise. Tell me a bit about that. Why not move it to 2029? Because it's like, and then,
So we just moved it to a 6-year cycle. So the recommendation from our staff was to move it to a 6-year cycle. So we went ahead and took the action to move it to a 6-year cycle versus a 4-year cycle. The recommendation from the staff and the board's discussion at our last work session, we thought the 6-year cycle would provide us the best course of action.
all right. And the Salvation Army budget, or $1 million budget, not to exceed $1 million, was approved. I'm kind of wondering, does that mean that it is possible that they will bill you and it will come in at less than $1 million? Do you kind of bill them as they do things, or do you just sort of give them $1 million to do it for the whole thing?
No, I mean, the details of that are laid out in the contract as far as how they're funded, but everything is, we contract for services, so much like other services contract. They provide us information, and we do it in reimbursements each month. And so there'll be monthly or quarterly payments set up, routine, regular payments set up back to the Salvation Army, not to exceed the contract amount, which was a little bit less than $1 million.
Okay, and what if we get into a situation where it's a very tough year, a lot of people need shelter for extended periods of time, and they hit their $1 million cap? Do you have the option to go beyond, or what happens then?
We'll always have conversations with our partners, but understanding we're contracting for services for this year. They provide us X amount of beds. They're providing us security for the facility, providing feeding, food and for the individuals as well. We've got about 70 plus beds, but there's also some white flag component of that as well, where they're providing white flag services as well.
And there was I guess a white flag, maybe more than one, in the last week or so. And I ran into a man downtown, and I mean, it was already bitter cold out, and he was kind of sheltering in a doorway downtown. And I told him, hey, it's white flag, you can go there. And he said he doesn't like going there because his stuff gets stolen when he's there. So how do you address that kind of situation?
So I can't speak to that specific situation. Our partners take precautions, both at all our white flag facilities. Part of this is to take care of the personnel, people that come and use the service, both their body as well as their belongings. Each facility has their own protocols for how they what they do with personal gear. Some, ask people to keep it with them at all times. So there's different protocols for different organizations. I would encourage you to speak with our partners at Salvation Army or Cornerstone to ask specifically on the protocols for that. We expect in the relationship that we have with our partners that, they're going to have a safe, dignified place to stay in a white flag situation, that they're going to be safe, secure, and treated with dignity. And that's what we've looked to do with our partners.
Okay. On the Chemours litigation, do you have, I think the last court date I saw, I think might have been this coming August. Do you have any updates on when you might be going to trial, that kind of thing?
No new updates.
All right. And I saw you gave the coins to the Miss America.
Ms. Fables.
Miss Fables, excuse me. Is that a new thing, coins?
County's had county coins for a long time. I don't know how many years they've had county coins. The chairman's coins that I started when I became the chairman is a special coin that I created as the chairman that I pay for, that the county does not pay for.
Okay, and is that kind of based on the military coining tradition?
That's right. It's just, the military side of me. We live in a military community. It's just a way, you see it in public safety, you see it in a lot of different organizations, but it's a nod to the military tradition of exchanging coins that dates back for several years. So,
think that's all I wrote down.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'll turn it back over to Ms. Rice.
Thanks, Paul. We'll have this up on YouTube here in the next couple of hours if you need to go back and hear your questions or hear the chairman's answers, and we look forward to seeing you again next month. Thanks. Have a good day.